Second guitar we're going to work on is, this is a Taylor 110, and we're going to be installing a Fishman Matrix Infinity pickup in it, which is a little bit different than the one that we just did with the LR Bags pickup. And the first thing I did was I took off the strap button off the end of the guitar, and we're going to need to drill ourselves a 1/2-inch hole. And probably one of the worst things you could do is just grab a 1/2-inch drill and start going at it. And notice this little block of wood here. I've got 3 drills, and these are my step drills, and these are the ones that I always use to drill the 1/2-inch hole. So I'm just going to use my battery operated drill, take my smallest drill, which this one is, this is probably 1/4 inch. And just drill right through, holding it straight. Okay, good. And take the next one, which is probably about 3/8 of an inch. Let's size up. And center it, keep it straight. And you definitely need some torque. Okay, there we are. And the third one is going to be our 1/2-inch drill. And we'll pull this out. And it's the same drills I use for all the installations. Okay. Now I had the guitar in a vise. I've got this guitar in a padded vise, and it's held up. If you're alone in a shop and you don't have a padded vise, you probably want to get somebody to hang on to the guitar, put some padding underneath it, have somebody hold onto the guitar so you're not trying to hold the guitar and doing the drill at the same time. Okay. Now, the next thing I did was I took a look at the saddle. And this saddle, typical Taylor, is very nice. It's in there very, very snugly. So I don't think I have to worry about that at all. And I'm just going to use a pair of spring clips just to grab it and pull it right out. And this type of setup requires a different type of pickup. Notice this one's metal, and it's going to slide right in the slot like that. And notice that the wire comes 90 degrees from the end of the metal piece. Okay, so we have to drill the hole a little bit differently. On this one, we need to drill the hole straight down. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our drill and we're going to come to the end of the saddle and drill straight down. Remembering on the LR Bags, that design, which sort of looks like a ground strap, we drilled on an angle. This one we want to drill straight down so we can put the wire in. And notice the end of the wire is just separate. It's not attached to the control unit. So we're going to take our wire and put our wire in, pull down our saddle, pop it down, take our saddle and push in, make sure it's seated, and then I'm going to take my pencil, if I can find my pencil, take my pencil and mark it again, so I'm going to be able to determine how much material to take off the bottom of the saddle so the string height is going to stay the same. With this pickup, there are 2 different size pickups that you can get it in. You have a wider one and a thinner one. So you literally need to measure the thickness of the saddle before you order it. And then when you take it out of the box, before you go ahead and put it all in, first make sure that your pickup does in fact fit into the slot. It should fit in very snugly like this. If it fits in and it's loose, or it doesn't fit in at all, chances are you've got the wrong kit. And One thing that stands out with this type of a pickup is that the preamp is much larger. And before we can stick the preamp into the end of the guitar, we're going to have to attach two wires. So we'll take a close look at how to do that. And the Infinity preamp has a screw right here that holds the two halves together. And I'm going to loosen the screw, put it aside so I don't lose it, flip it over, and take the top off. And we'll be attaching the wires from the pickup right at this point right here. We're going to put one in here and one in here, and we have two set screws down here in the bottom. On the circuit board it says IN, that's the input. Over here it says G. If we look at the actual wires that are going to go in there, both ends of the wires are already soldered. One wire is obviously going to be the ground wire because it's a wrapped wire. The other wire is has a black insulation. That's the input. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the one marked input, connect that to the black wire, and I'm going to come over here with a small screwdriver and tighten it up. All right, make sure it's good and tight. All right, then I'm going to take the ground wire and put the ground wire in there. And by the way, the instructions don't tell you about this, or at least the instructions I've seen, they don't tell you where to put this little wire, so you're sort of forced to figure it out for yourself. So I'm going to take that, I got the ground wire in, I'm going to take and tighten up the set screw on the ground wire. And there we go, that's tight. And this is tight. Then the next thing we're going to do is there's a little slot right here with this wire. It should come down and go on there like that. So we will give it a little bit of strain relief here. And I'm going to take the cover and put the cover right on. Make sure it's in its little hole. There, we got it. All three holes are lined up. And I'm going to put my screw in and tighten her up. Okay, good and snug. There we have it. Okay, so now our preamp is ready to install. We still have the same situation where we've got to worry about where to put these lock nuts so we have just the right amount of threads coming out here. So what I'm going to do, and even before I get there, before I put this in, lay that down. We have these clips that are going to clip the wires in place, or at least clip the wires to the top. And I'm going to put some clips on here. It's easier to put these clips on the wire before you install a unit than it is to install a unit and then try to pop these clips on. Sometimes you need to even open it with a screwdriver because they have a lot of tension on it. And get a screwdriver in there, pop the wire in, and then take the screwdriver out. And all of these clips are going to have adhesive on it. So I'm going to put one clip on here for the wire that connects to the volume control. There we have it. And I'm even going to put a clip on here for the two wires that connect to the pickup, leaving one of these in reserve. And they got a little bit of a sticker we take off, and it'll stick right to the underside of the guitar. Well, at this point we're ready to put our preamp in. So I'm going to, and before I do that actually, I'm going to take the plastic clip for the wire coming off of the pickup, and I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to stick this right up near where the pickup wire comes out and give it a little bit of stress release. Then I'm going to take my fixture and I'm going to come in here, plug it into the preamp, drag it forward, and see where we fall in terms of go right off. There we go. Get everything in there. Okay, there we are. And it looks like we're way off. I'm about 3/8 of an inch off. So, we'll take that off our fixture. And I'm going to bring my items forward. Just make up my lock nut a little bit. Okay. And I have a big washer that I need to put on there. Good. All right. My stick came off. Put that back in. Okay, good. And we'll bring it through again. Oh, still off. There'll be some more. Got to bring it farther. And again, we want to adjust this so we only have the larger thread below the edge of the guitar. And that should do it. We'll put our washer on. Put our nut on. Okay. And take our wrench and tighten it right up. And that's good. And just as a last check, we're going to put our end cap on. And these threads are sticking out above the cap, which is exactly what we want them to do. So we're in good shape with this. Now the last thing I'm going to do mechanically is I'm going to take and I'm going to reduce the height of the saddle by the same amount or the same thickness of the pickup itself. So I'm going to go over to my sanding block and go ahead and I'm going to take this down. Alright, we're nearing the end. Brought it down. The bottom of the saddle is nice and square. Put it in its slot. No play at all. The mark that I used to mark it is perfect. So this is right where it was before. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Velcro for the battery pouch and I'm going to stick this on the neck block. And we're going to take our battery, which is right here. Find our battery connection. put our battery in. Okay. Put it in the little pouch. Like so. Bring it forward. Put it on the Velcro. Okay, it looks nice and neat. We have our... They give you a lot of wire with this kit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to double this wire and just stick it back through here. It's something I do to reduce the length of the wire. Okay, take off the backing for the sticky part. Bring it in and just attach it right to the side nice and firmly. Okay. And the last thing we got is our... Now this little switch is a combination of a tone and a volume control. So it's got like a little pyramid or triangular section. I can take the backing pad off. I'm ready to stick on. And I already know it's going to fit right here. So I'm going to put that right in there. Make sure it's nice and flat. And give it a press. You got to press it home to make sure it's going to stick all right. And I can easily get my fingers on there. Good. Excellent. Then I'm going to take the sticky backing off of the wire holder. Okay. Easier said than done. And bring the wire in and clip that to the back, or the side actually, the inside of the guitar. And there we have it. Our installation is all done. The only thing left is I got to polish up the guitar for this gentleman, put a new set of strings on it, and string it up, and we'll be set to go. So that's what it's like to install two different types of pickup. We had the LR Bags type of pickup, and we had the Fishman Matrix Infinity pickup. Thank you.